Alright lads, so today is a short guide on how to beat any specific stage in SENKAIMON, any boss stage in SENKAIMON. And what do I mean by boss stages? Well, we mean the stages like this one on your screen right now, where you're only going against 3 enemies, and that's the only time you can really use this strategy. Now the main reason I'm making this video is because I was actually requested to do so, and this is to help some of you new players out there that are maybe tackling SENKAIMON for the first time, and maybe in this specific example, you might be one floor away from beating the SENKAIMON quest, or just getting to a certain point, and you just don't have the right character, and that's the only time you're ever going to use this strategy. The general idea of what you want to do here is bring a character that poisons or burns on every attack that they inflict. And the idea is that you're going into this quest not doing any damage on your strong attacks, not doing any damage in your normal attacks, but most of your damage, all your damage in fact, is going to be coming from you burning or poisoning the enemy. So in this case, we are going against stage 50 of SENKAIMON, where it is no affiliation killer effect times 8, human affiliation damage times 2, and Quincy affiliation damage is actually cut in half. In this case, we are going to be using the Mind of Aaroniero, who I do have 5/5, but I purposely giving her like the worst things possible. That means she's doing like no damage, and she's already doing no damage anyway, but just to go the extra mile, I wanted to make sure that she does literally no damage. I've also given her free SENKAIMON Ichigo links just to ensure that if I do die, I can just revive and get all my HP back and also my strong attacks back. Those links aren't really needed, but the idea is that you do want to bring free recharge links just to get your strong attacks back as fast as possible, because you want to constantly use them. You want to keep proccing that burn or poison. Now, one of the best characters for this kind of strategy is definitely, in my opinion, this Aaroniero, because her strong attacks do hit a lot of times, especially the second strong attack, which is a vortex, which means you have a more likely chance to actually inflict the burn. So the idea is very simple. You just go in with a character like this. If you want to have stamina, go for that. If you want to stack some SP, you can also do that, but I definitely do recommend bringing stamina accessories, and just keep using your strong attacks until you get the burn to proc enough times to clear the actual stage. What you do actually need to do though is proc it around 4 or so times to actually kill the boss, especially where you are doing literally 0 damage like I am doing in this specific quest. If for some reason you get to a stage, you're like halfway through the quest, you're in the second room going against Kokuto, and you don't get enough proc or you're running out of time, I recommend resetting the app and just continuing on from where you left off. My general timing for these type of quests is to go into the next stage by under a minute. If I don't go into that next quest by a minute, I reset the app. So I want to get into Kokuto by 2 minutes, and I want to get into Rukia by 1 minute, and that gives me enough time to proc the burn or poisoning, in this case burn, to actually play the bosses. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that your special does guarantee a proc, right? You're guaranteed to inflict the burn or poison depending on the character you are using when you do use your soul bomb. So in this case, because we got very lucky with the RNG of proccing that burn, I didn't use my special, just to show how easy it actually is. So keep in mind that I did this first go without resetting, and I didn't use a special. So if you are ever on a stage like this where there are 3 bosses and you don't have any good character whatsoever, bring out any character, regardless of their attribute, regardless of the type, regardless of the killer, any character that inflicts burn on everything or poison, they will be able to do the job very, very easily. It might just take a few resets, and that's the general idea of what you want to do with this burn / poison strategy. And hopefully, you know, if you are a new player out there and this was able to help you, then it does the job. So for a lot of people watching this, potentially you aren't new to the game, you can already beat the tower, you've already beaten the tower, and you don't need this kind of guide. But for a lot of new players out there tackling SENKAIMON for the first time, this very well might help them. Regardless of the SENKAIMON they are doing, this is a viable strategy and something that I've actually done in the past SENKAIMONs when I was newer in the game, when SENKAIMON first came out. So don't be embarrassed doing this strategy. It's a very viable one, and if you get the dub in the end of the day, then it's definitely worth going for. But anyway lads, that was the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Just a short one for today. If this was able to help you out, let me know in the comments below. I'm sure a lot of new players out there will be helped by this guide, whether it's now, whether it's in the future. It really doesn't matter. This is always going to be a viable strategy for any SENKAIMON quest whenever you do come across 3 bosses like this. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.